Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through every single nonfiction book on my TBR. Since it is Nonfiction November, I decided why not go ahead and show you guys every single nonfiction book on my TBR, especially since my goal this year is to read all of the books that I already own. And as it's November, it is also Clear Shit, which is the readathon that I partake in every year, all about reading the books that you already own. So this video just seemed very timely and I thought it would be interesting to show all of you every single nonfiction book on my TBR that I hope to read. I'm definitely not going to be getting to all of these in November, but hopefully I'll get to a lot of these. So the first three that I'm going to be talking about were on my Clear Shit TBR, so I will have that video linked in the description and in the cards above, but I'm not going to go into these too much since I've already talked about them. But the first one is Outclassed. This is about how the left lost the working class and how to win them back. This is an arc that I got from the publisher, although it is a very old one. This book came out in May, but it is one that I really want to get to. I also have Cult Nun, which is by Faith Jones. This is a memoir, I believe, all about how the author was in the Children of God cult and how she got away from it. I really enjoy watching cult documentaries and hearing people talk about their experiences with being in a cult, so this book just seems right up my alley and I have also had it for a really long time. Next I have Three Women, which is a book following three women and their sex lives, and it is supposed to be like a very riveting story of how people view sexuality in America, and I've heard so many great things about that, which is why it is on my TBR. Next I have Everyone's Seen My Tits by Kelly Hazel. This one is stories and reflections from an unlikely feminist. This one is just a bunch of essays from the author. I believe this one is a bit of a heavier one, focusing on this author's experience with being in the adult entertainment industry and also being a victim of revenge porn. So I believe this one is going to be a bit heavier, but it is one that I really want to read. The next one I have is Raw Dog. This is the naked truth about hot dogs. This one is a bit of a fun one. It is just a nonfiction book all about hot dogs. I always have to show off the end papers when I talk about this book because I just think it is so neat of all the different hot dogs in different states, and also just the actual hardcover is just really pretty. But this one, again, it's just a nonfiction book all about hot dogs, and it is one that I have been saying for so many years now that I want to read. It has been on my TBR for years now, but yeah, this one just seems like a really fun read. Next, I have the Feminine Mystique. This one is classic feminist literature. I know it's hailed as one of the very first feminist books ever written and the start of the whole feminine movement. So it is one that I really want to read, although I do know there is a lot of problems in this one, specifically regarding people of color. This is definitely a white feminist kind of book. But it is still one that I want to read just for the context of the whole feminist movement. So yes, I am aware of the problems around this one, but it is still one that I want to read just to understand. Next I have Am Malala. This is one that I think would be a really powerful read and I really want to get to. I know this book is more of an older classic at this point, but I still feel like I will get so much out of this. This is about the girl who stood up to the Taliban to fight for the right for girls to have an education, and it is just one that I really want to get to. Another one that I think will be a really important read is The Stolen Wealth of Slavery, A Case for Reparations. This whole book is talking about reparations, who it's for, what it's for, the whole history behind it, and it just seems like a really interesting case study, and so this is one that I really want to get to as well. The next one is The Asteroid Hunter, A Scientist's Journey to the Dawn of Our Solar System. This one was actually sent to me by the publisher, and it's a little out of what I would normally read in nonfiction. As you can probably tell, I prefer a lot of political feminist type of nonfiction, and this one is more scientific. I believe this one is following a scientist's journey to go to an asteroid to get a sample, and like the whole behind the scenes of that journey. And so I do think it'll be a really interesting read, but definitely not something I would usually pick up. The next one I feel like I put onto so many TBRs and never actually get around to, but it is one that I do really want to read, and that is Madness. This one is following the Crownsville State Hospital, which was the last segregated asylum in America, and this just seems like a very hard-hitting read. It is following the entire history of this asylum and everything that happened there. So yeah, definitely one that is going to be a little harder of a read, but it is one that I definitely want to learn more about. The next one is F1 Racing Confidential, and this one was also sent to me by the publisher. Again, a little more out of my wheelhouse. This is a journalistic sports nonfiction. This one is giving an inside look into Formula One, a lot of the untold stories from it. It's following like all of the behind the scenes, although inner workings of it, like all the behind the scenes people. And yeah, this one definitely seems interesting. I definitely don't know anything about F1, but I feel like this would definitely give me a lot of insight into it. And the last nonfiction book on my TBR was also sent to me by the publisher, so thank you to them. But It Starts With One, which is a nonfiction book all about Linkin Park. I am a big Linkin Park fan, I will say that. However, music journalism, again, not my normal nonfiction type of read. This one is all about like exclusive interviews and like a whole behind the scenes look at the band. So I do think it will be very interesting, but again, these more journalistic type of nonfiction really aren't things that I gravitate towards. So we'll see how all of these types of books go, but it is, again, one that I am interested in. So those are all the nonfiction books on my TBR. Definitely let me know which of these books I should prioritize and what books you guys are reading for Nonfiction November. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment whatever you feel like commenting, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!